Hi, I'm Kim Skildum-Reid from Power Sponsorship in Sydney, Australia, and this is how to exit a sponsorship. Because let's face it, everything in your portfolio is probably going to get exited at some point. And if you have some strategies to do that, it's going to be easier for you. It's certainly going to be easier for your rights holder partner, and it's going to leave your sponsor karma intact. And I'm a believer that there is such a thing as sponsor karma. So let's not ding our karma, shall we? So what you're going to learn are the absolutes of exiting, some of the optional extras you can do, and what not to do. Now, the first of the absolutes is you want to tell them early. Tell them as soon as you know. I don't care if you've got 18 months left to run on the contract. If you know for whatever reason, whether it's their fault, whether it's your fault, whether it's just a change in priorities, whatever, definitely tell them, even if you're a long way from the end of the contract. But you do want to continue to honor the contract. You do want to continue to leverage. Now, the exception to that is if you've determined that the sponsorship just isn't great for your brand, don't keep leveraging it and throwing bad money after good. Just let it languish, but don't try to screw them out of money or exit early. That's just not good. Another thing you want to do is don't give them hope if there isn't any. Avoid vague language. Don't say it's unlikely that we're going to renew, because that leads to false hope. They'll just double down trying really hard to make you happy. But if the truth of the matter is you're really, truly not going to renew, be really direct, really clear, really unequivocal about that. You also want to tell them why. If the non-renewal isn't their fault, you want to be transparent and take responsibility. Tell them it's a change in direction. Tell them it just doesn't fit your new sort of target market segmentation. Tell them that it's just a new direction that you're trying to take. You can tell them any of those things. Just take responsibility if it's on your side. I've had to exit sponsorships where, frankly, I just didn't have enough internal buy-in to leverage it appropriately. And so just own up to anything on your side that has contributed to this decision. Now, on the other hand, if you're exiting because of a fault of theirs, give them constructive feedback. You can say, look, I'm going to tell you that this is why we are exiting, and it's basically your fault, and these are the reasons why. And I'm telling you this because maybe you can address those things before you lose any more sponsors. So frame it that way, and they're likely to take it a lot better. It can be really good to issue a joint press release, just so if anybody searches for it on Google, it's on somebody's website where, it's brief, it's respectful, it explains the strategic reasoning behind it. Don't say anything bad about the rights holder at all in that. Just say we're like amicably parting ways, keeping the public messages really neutral, really professional. Now, those are the absolutes. There are a few optional extras. Now, these are things that you don't have to do. You absolutely don't have to do, but they're good to have up your sleeve if you've got a partner that's like really, really going to hurt when you leave. Like if you've been a big sponsor to a little charity and they're really reliant on your money, definitely tell them early, definitely tell them why, and all of that kind of stuff. But you may actually want to do a little bit more for them on the way out the door. One of the things that you can do is you can offer to do some education for them. So offer a small training stipend. They can do some online training. They can attend a good workshop or conference or something like that. That's going to cost you, what, a few $100s or maybe $1,000? If doing that is actually good for your partner and sets them up to do a better job and get money from another sponsor in a best practice way, that's a really small investment. Like it's way, way better than continuing to sponsor them because you feel bad, and that's, 50 grand or 100 grand or more. And so a small training stipend, even a recommendation for where they can get some training. It's really interesting because every time I do workshops in this region, which is Australia and New Zealand, there are some sponsors that send rights holders that they're about to exit through my training. And they're very upfront. And I've had some great people through that have done a really good job after training. And I've also had people from corporate clients sending some of their rights holder partners that they're going to exit through my online training. Now, you certainly don't need to do that with my training. You can, but just getting them some better skills, especially if you've identified that they're probably a little behind the times, can be a really, really good thing to do if your exit's going to really hurt them. Another area kind of related is that you could pay for a little bit of consulting or coaching. Literally, it could be, $2,000-$3,000 to get a consultant, somebody like me, doesn't have to be me, there's lots of consultants, to hold their hand and get their crap together, really, so that they're really, really ready to go out and replace the money. Again, comparing that to what it's been costing you to sponsor them, it's probably a drop in the bucket, but it can actually help them a whole lot. You could even do both of those things. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do those things, but it's something that you have up your sleeve just in case. It's really going to hurt them, or maybe there's political implications internally for you. This will ease your way out. Now, there's another thing that you can do that I think that you should probably try to avoid, but it's something that I've worked with sponsors that have done this, which is you can actually renew at a lower level for one final year. So they've still got some money coming from you, but it's much lower. I've got to say, committing to another year, even at a lower financial level, is not great. I mean, you've determined that this thing isn't working for you. It's just better to rip the Band-Aid off and let them know early and give them some extra tools if you have to, and then just say goodbye, like say an amicable goodbye. There may be, again, political reasons why you might want to step out for 1 year, like at a lower level, before you leave altogether. So that's an option. It's my least favorite option, but it is an option nonetheless, and I have seen that work okay. So what you don't want to do, you absolutely do not want to cave in. I don't care how much they whinge or threaten to go to the media or say that they're going to contact your CEO. None of those things is actually going to work. Media doesn't care. Your CEO will just defer to you. If they threaten that, which sometimes they do, just let your CEO's office know that you've made this decision based on strategic reasons and that they're now threatening, so you can expect a call. Backtracking really creates confusion and undermines your credibility, so I really, really wouldn't cave. Once you've made the decision, stick to it. Don't ever badmouth them. Don't ever publicly criticize them, even if you have had the come to Jesus conversation with them that says, these are the problems, you need to fix them before you lose more sponsors. Don't say that publicly. Don't say that to anybody that will share that. Don't put that on social media, because negatively harming their reputation is not helpful for anybody. If they weren't a great partner for you, or if it just wasn't a great investment for you, it just didn't work for you, that doesn't mean that they're terrible people. And so don't do it. So those are the absolutes, the optionals, and the don't do it. So again, you want to tell them about the exit early, clearly, respectfully, and with lots of constructive reasons if it is their fault. And if it isn't their fault, definitely take responsibility and explain to them what's going on internally that led to this decision. Now, I want you to review some of your sponsorships that are coming up on renewal, where you're thinking, I don't think we're going to renew that, or we've already decided that we're not going to renew that. And create an exit plan with the first thing on the top of that list is tell them now. Tell them now. So do that. What I want you to do now, please, is to like, subscribe, and comment with your experiences, both positive and negative, around sponsorship exits. Now, if you want a deeper dive, there's a link to a related blog in the description of the video below. You can also go to my website, powersponsorship.com, for like squillions of how-to blogs and white papers and templates and all that kind of stuff. There are links to the website, links to some additional resources, where you can find me on socials, and how you can work with me if you're interested in doing that, all again in the video description. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you next time.